Welcome to Hispanic Voices. We're back here again with Sergio and Gilbert Hernandez, and we got you back.
That's right, and I'm very happy to be back.
I'm very happy to meet you. Really,
Hey,
I
likewise,
am.
Maria.
A lot of events and stuff, and still. And
Absolutely.
Gilbert, you're my
know.
guest. Yeah, that's my.
I'm a guest now.
That's my friend right here. I got a question for both of you.
Yeah.
Okay, what make you guys join the Hispanic Heritage Council? You could start, Sergio.
Sure. Well, Casimiro Rodriguez is someone who I have admired in the community. He's devoted himself to community causes, and so when he first mentioned to me that he's forming this this organization, I jumped on it right away. I mean, it's somebody that I admire, that's got great work ethic, great commitment, passion for the community. His heart and mind is in the right place, so I just felt proud to be part of something like that with people like Gilbert and many other great leaders in the community.
Yeah, Casimiro, he is one of a kind.
Oh, yes,
and
he's
he worked
amazing.
very hard for the community.
The driving concern for the organization to be created was that Hispanics in Western New York have a story to tell and have a journey that goes way back to the 1920s, and that was being lost because we were not preserving that journey. We were not preserving the story of the contribution of Hispanic in Western New York and how this community evolved in Western New York. When I came to Buffalo in the 60s, we had maybe 1,400 people, 1,400 Hispanics in Buffalo, probably no more than 2,000 or 3,000 in Erie County. By the time the 1990s, 2000 came, we had close to 30,000, 40,000 Hispanics.
So now it's kind of like
in
population
Erie
growing.
County. But the thing is that a community that doesn't know its history, that doesn't know its journey, that doesn't know where they came from and how they got here, is a lost community, you know. And so it had ramifications not on us because we know where we are, we integrated into the American society, we've assimilated ourselves, we know what our culture is, it's been embedded in us at home. Cocodazos every now and then, but it's been embedded, and we grow up.
Cocodazo, by the way, is when clack, somebody hit your head.
So we know the culture, but if you look at the young generation and the younger generation as we move forward into the future, they seem to be much more detached from what we consider important traditions and cultural idioms in our community, and those are the things that we're trying to preserve for them to at least reach out and touch, not necessarily to force them to carry traditions, but say these are the traditions that were very valuable to us and to our people as they evolve in this country, and I think they're still important.
Wow, that's a good one, Gilbert. Very good. Yeah. Now, why the Hispanic Heritage Month is so important? Why? And to celebrate it and do what we do.
Well, it started in 1968 with Johnson, and what they wanted to do was celebrate 1 week of Hispanic heritage and culture. It went so well, and the Hispanic population in this country kept growing and growing and growing, that Ronald Reagan, 20 years later, and the Congress, August of 1988, decided to extend it for a month, from September the 15th to October the 15th. Now, that span of time, and I've always asked myself, what is the September 15th to the October 15th? God, about September 1st to the end of September. Well, in research, and you know.
Yes, I believe there are at least 3 or 4 independence.
There's 5.
There's 5?
5. On September 15 in 1921, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, El Salvador, and there was one more, Honduras. They're all celebrating Independence Day. And then on September 16 is Mexico, September the 18th is Chile, September 21st is Belize, and then in October 12th they have El Dia de la Raza, and of course Columbus, because without Columbus, Hispanics wouldn't have made it. And, you know, Columbus is celebrated as a national holiday. Columbus was Italian, but you know, if it wasn't for Spain, there'll be no Columbus.
Oh,
There'll be no
That is
new world
something,
discovery.
ain't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, Hispanics have really opened up the Western Hemisphere for Europeans. You have a tendency to think that it was just Columbus, but I think that he was probably the only Italian in those ships that came down. Everybody else was Hispanic.
Hispanic. Wow. That
right.
word is big. Hispanic. What other activity does the Hispanic Heritage Council is involved?
Well, you know what? We have several activities, including today with what the Hispanic American Veterans Memorial Committee is doing. Today there's a 5K run. Today Buffalo Zoo is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So anyone is welcome to go there, and there are many organizations like Roswell Park and Collider Health and the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society, the libraries, who really reached out. This is the biggest and it's bigger and better. It's bigger and better than it's ever been. We've got more partners than we've ever had.
Every year it's been growing. And when we say today, today is a week from when you're going to see this show. In the past, starting the 25th or the 26th, the show may be shown 8 days from today. We have activities running from October 15, from September 15 through October 15.
Right here.
That's right.
We got it right here.
And one way that you can log in to see all these activities is to log into
HispanicHeritageWNY.org. You'll see the full list of all of the events that the Hispanic Heritage Council Western New York is involved with. And as you can see, there are many organizations and institutions in the community that are partnering with us to make this month really a breakout month for the Hispanic community.
And Sergio knows really well the site because he worked on it very hard.
And I must say, you know what, Dorothy Campbell from Collider Health, we worked together. I mean, she did all the designing, all the hard work.
Right.
I was just more of the content and things of that nature, but also Casimiro and Collider Health is actually the sponsor of the website. So without them, we really wouldn't have such a well-designed site.
We got a couple of sponsors here.
That's right. We have Roswell Park, Wegmans, Home Depot, Citizens Bank, Collider, Lombardo, Units,
and they're all
AT&T.
represented on the internet too, on the site. You know, when you look at the.
And like Sergio.
One of the purposes of the committee was to sort of organize and coordinate a lot of activities that occur between September 15 and October 15. So it's not that we're celebrating all of a sudden the last few years we're celebrating Hispanic. It's been celebrated around this area for years and years and years. But we felt, Kaz and I and a few other folks felt that, you know, we ought to be able to corral all of these activities and events and sponsor, either co-sponsor them, sponsor them ourselves, so that we can get maximum impact. The whole purpose of all these celebrations of culture and traditions is to have the rest of the community that we live in to get to know us better. When people know each other better, they get along better. They understand each other better, and they grow and they complement each other's growth.
And that's very good, very important.
It is very important.
Might as well, by the time this is on air, my event should be gone. But it's on Roswell Park, and it's the Hispanic Heritage Month, and it's on September 17th from 4:30 to 6. And there'll be from 6 to 7 will be the food, Hispanic food. And from 4:30 to 6, I will have performance. I'm award Hector Nava, Dr. Nava, one of the biggest pioneer on Roswell. But by that time, the show has, will be run. But I'm with them throwing events.
We're gonna go. We're gonna eat.
And October 15th.
Con pollo there.
Arroz con pollo.
But we want to establish cultural institutions in the area to sponsor events during the month. So we have the Historical Society, we have the museum, we have the library,
Yes, we have several organizations, including the VA hospital.
Oh, yeah.
On Bailey Avenue. Yes,
Mhm.
they're gonna celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with us.
In fact, you're doing one with the veterans. Is that the VA?
That is correct. That's
Okay.
where I'll be. I'll be doing a speech about Hispanics in the military.
Right.
So I'm very honored to be there to do that.
And that's September 25th.
That's
I think.
actually.
Okay, let's open our calendar here.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay.
But it is October 5th.
October 5th, okay.
At 12 noon.
Okay.
And I did want to, if I want to take this opportunity to echo what Gilbert has said about the Hispanic Heritage Council does to help coordinate many of these events. But in addition, we don't just stop with Hispanic Heritage Month. We recently were the driving force to help the Common Council designate the Niagara Corridor as Hispanic Heritage District.
That's right.
So that's something that we're very excited about, and you're going to see a lot of changes coming in the next year to really have that kind of visibility going down from Porter Avenue right down to the Niagara Square in the city.
That whole corridor is when they finally build the bridges that they're talking about, of the new bridge that they're talking about between Canada and the United States. That whole corridor will be prime business area. We want our foot in a seat at the table to talk about the whole business development of that whole corridor, at least where Hispanics have traditionally live and migrate to when they come into Buffalo. And let me just follow up. The other reason why, one reason was to coordinate activities and events during the month and to kind of maximize the impact of that month and to educate the community as a whole. But there was also, I believe, the main driving force between on creating the committee is to begin to safeguard all this information and all this data that defines our journey. There's articles in the newspaper. There's films. There's TV recordings.
Okay.
And we wanted to at least start to archive and digitalize all that information so future generations in the academia or people that just want to know and hear voices from the past, hear their stories told of how they migrated into. All my guests, when we do guests, I usually ask, how did you get to Buffalo? What motivated you to get to Buffalo? Well, those are questions that are very important because they define where I came from.
Yeah, where they come
Tell
and
you
what
where I
they
came
want.
from, what they wanted, and what their inspirations are. So all that, which we have a consultant contract with Rand Force that we're going to begin a phase one, which is the collection of data. We're going to do some anecdotal. We're going to do some anecdotal stories and hopefully get all that digitalized and affordable for people to research.
Well, thank you, Sergio.
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Maria. Thank
and
you.
thank you, Gilbert, to be
Sorry.
my guest today.